Okay, here we go. Today is March 18th, and for today's Pokemon video, I have some sales data, not my own. I know I'm being a little bit lazy with the selling. Not really. I stopped the stuff for auctions, and I just started putting them on the just buy it now or best offer because the auctions. I was going to the post office every day, and I don't have time for this. I have another business, so I'm gonna go over some sales data for this all WOTC stuff, and there's a couple new record prices as well. We have right now is a first edition PSA 10 Holo Dragonite from the Fossil set. That's staying around that 1200 to 16. This sold for 1385. So I haven't been too much movement in that in the past month. Obviously, if we're going back 3 months ago, yeah, there's been a bit of movement on an upward trend. The trajectory that which it was going was like, oh, is this going to reach $2,000 soon? And it very well may. But right now we're seeing that 12 to 1600. That's probably a good point for right now. A new price point that we have is Erica's Venusaur, first edition PSA 10, sold for $16.45. Now, because it was sold in sterling pounds, pound sterling, Great British pounds, I'm not 100% sure what the currency is. It was I think 1340 or 1350, and translated US dollars is 1645. And they had two bids over 1600, and then the third bid, though, the third bidder that kind of stopped bidding after 1100. So I don't know if this was just a competition between two guys, like saying like, hey, let's really like stick measuring, I guess, because the one back in February sold for $12.50, but that was also a best offer. So the one that sold for $12.50 might have sold for $1100, right around where that third guy was buying. So we'll have to see where the next one goes to see if this is like the new sticking price, or if this was just kind of like a one-off. It spiked, it'll come back down. We won't know until someone else sells. Who knows when that'll be. I checked the next PWCC auction. That one, the only one from the Gym Challenge era, is Blaine's Charizard, first edition PSA 10. I'll probably bid on that. And also, we just for some new data, there's like 20 minutes ago, or I guess 40 by the time this video uploads, Erica's Venusaur, first edition PSA 9, was started an auction, 6 days and 23 hours left. It's like, all right, $10? No, it was already... okay. All right, $20? No? Oh, okay, so $50. I'm still outbid. This is literally an hour old. $100? Okay, well, the last person bid $51, so now I look like a jackass because I bid, almost double what they were in, the first hour of the auction. Anyway, what else we have here after the Dragonite? I cannot read my own handwriting. Okay, so a near mint, a first edition Blaine's Arcanine sold. It said near mint in the description. I checked it and I was like, okay, it would probably get an 8, some whitening on the back, a little bit of edge wear, and it sold for $100. And I've looked back on it, and the other ones that have sold, the near mint, the Blaine's Arcanines that were actual PSA 8s back from the beginning of the year, were selling between $80 and $83. And that was from January to early February. And then from late February to early March, what we had was a little bit of an increase ranging from anywhere from $99 to $140, but those were all best offers. So there were three of them. There was $99, there was like a $105, and then the $140. And that was from late February to early March. And average price, I'd guess, is maybe $110. So again, those probably was a little bit of an increase. And this near mint ungraded one sold for $100. So I'm guessing the 8 probably hitting a new price point, probably anywhere between that, 105 and 120 value. Because again, the 9s, which I'm not sure how to read the 8s on this yet, because the 9s, the last two sold for 132 and then 172 for a first edition PSA 9 Blaine's Arcanine. But with that 172 came a first edition PSA 10 Blaine's Growlithe. I would value that about $30, maybe $35. So that's probably around 130, 140. The only other first edition PSA 9 Blaine's Arcanine I see has a buy it now for like, I think 227 or 232. And to be honest, that's probably, 200 is probably an okay price for it, because you have that first edition PSA 10, the last one went for like $11.50, something like that. So that makes sense. Another price point we have is this one is all right. I'll get to the Gym Heroes one. We have first edition PSA 9 Kaboo tops from the Fossil, sold for $68. And I was looking at it, I was like, should I bid 69? Should I do it? But I didn't. I just let it go, figuring someone else would do it for me. They didn't. About $68, that makes sense. The PSA 10 Kaboo tops is, I think, $314. They've sold from anywhere from like $310 to like $330. Their Kaboo tops is around the same with the Hitmonchan, the 9s and the 10s. They're pretty solid. You can tell which way they're going. The all right, so get ready for this. So Gym Heroes I normally don't pay attention to outside of Blaine's Moltres, because I love Blaine. I love Moltres. I'll just, if you can't tell, I'm kind of a Blaine fanboy. And what we had is a new record price for a Rocket Scyther. It was first edition PSA 10, $11.20. So $1,120. New record price point for that. I don't know what the last one sold for. My bad, guys. Didn't do my research. But it's not like we had with the Venusaur, where like, the last person bid, third person bid $1,100, then the other two fought, for $500 more. No, the three bids were over $1,050. So we had three bids of over $1,050, and the top two really just took it to $1,100 and $1,120. So that's what we have there. New price point for that, and that surprisingly beat out a Shining card. I think I would have, if it was going to beat out a Shining card, I'd say okay, maybe like Shining Celebi, but no, it beat out a Neo Revelation first edition PSA 10 Shining Magikarp. That sold for $860. The second bid on that was $850. So you had two really close bids, and then the third one was down to $720. Had one of those top two not been there, maybe you would have seen like a $730, $750. I don't know, but that's what you're looking at. The Rocket Scyther, I'm not sure of the pop, and I'm not sure the pop of the Shining Magikarp, but Rocket Scyther beat out Shining Magikarp. Who would have thunk it? So we also have a first edition PSA 9 Pidgeot Holo for the Jungle. This one is a little perplexing to me because we had one back in February. It's a bigger auction, PWCC. That one, first edition PSA 9, is a holo. That one sold for $145, I believe. And I forgot to write it down, but I think it was $145 or $134. And this one just sold for $100. So you're seeing a little bit of a downtrend. Again, not as big of an auction. It's not ending on like a Sunday night. It's just something that happens to maybe went down, because the last two that were the same thing were 99 and 100. And this one, the third bid was on this one was 93. So this is actually a pretty good price point, because you have the last bid at 99 and then 100, and then the third one was 93. Then we also have, moving on past Pidgeot, my binder is not here. Oh yeah, another one sold for 94 last week, so that's what we're looking at. Also a Lapras, where I was saying the other day, the 9s are so undervalued, and I forgot about this auction. The first edition PSA 9 Holo Lapras from the Fossil set, and I forgot about it because I had a purchase from a friend Tom. I was bagging all those cards in the penny sleeves, put them in top loads, I put them on eBay, and I was talking to my friend Joe, and I'm just doing a bunch of things at once, and I forget about the auction, and the Lapras sold for $127. I would have totally bought it for $130, $140, hell, even $145, $150. But I just forgot about it. And the next bid was $125. So maybe there would have been more competition had I gone in there. But again, that person got it for a steal. So undervalued, when the average price point of a Lapras now is anywhere between around $2,000 for the first edition PSA 10. So that's what I have so far. This video is about 10 minutes. I have a Patreon now. I keep forgetting to do this. All of my favorite YouTube, smash the like button, please, if you would. Comment what you think of my hair or whatever else. Or there's a story behind the beard and why I did that. I swear it's not really a fashion. It kind of is. Anyway, comment anything you want, and then I will catch you guys later. All right, bye.